What's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. We are back again. It is Thursday, the 2nd of May. We're almost at the weekend. I'm looking forward to seeing Arsenal go again. We go again. Early kickoff this time. Early kickoff. Big up all the real ones in the building, man. I hope you guys are doing well. We are going to be touching on a number of things. No Diddy stuff, though, just to let you guys know. Nah, none of that over here, brother. We're going to be talking about Frankie de Jong in this video, Bruno Guimarães in this video. Actually, we've got some interesting stuff to start off with. Robbie, Lyle, surprised expressions on a podcast on DR Sports. Of course, we're still standing on Tottenham's neck. We're still, in fact, living at Red Hart Lane. It's not even White Hart Lane anymore. It's Red Hart Lane. London is red. It's not North London. Yeah, don't get it twisted. Not just North London, not just West London, not just East London, and not just South London, mate. We're talking about the whole of London. And it could be the whole of the Premier League by the end of this season. We've got 3 more games to go. Will Man City capitulate? Will they drop points? Will Arsenal capitalize on any hiccups that Man City face? Who knows? We'll see. We'll see, man. But we could see the Premier League being red this season, ladies and gentlemen. It's exciting times. Fasten your seatbelts. Don't go anywhere. Hit the like button. Order that. We're going to be talking about Aaron Ramsdale in this stream as well. Sancho apologies. Dortmund are asking for Sancho apologies. Where you Man United fans at, boy? Where you Man United fans at? Because you, man, you definitely have got to apologize. You have to apologize to Sancho, blood. You, man, are the reason as to why, you know, Sancho was just abysmal, absolutely disgusting. I couldn't believe it. When I used to watch Jaden at Man United, I thought, yeah, that Bundesliga is a joke, isn't it? It's definitely that Bundesliga. And I still feel that way. I still feel the Bundesliga was probably the biggest farmers league out of all of the top 5 leagues in Europe. But, you know, you see in Jaden last night against PSG, I mean, he looked good. He looked so much more composed on the ball. The passes, beautiful passes, beautiful through balls. And Dortmund surprised me. I think PSG really should have had the game in the bag. So many chances that they missed. Pardon me. Got a frog in my throat. You know, like so many chances that PSG missed yesterday. It's unbelievable. They all probably win the tie and go through to the final. It's only 1-0. They'll go, you know, Dortmund's going to go to France, probably get slapped up. Mbappe and Dembele, their man are going to turn up the heat, and it's going to be crazy for them. But, you know, Jadon Sancho, man, he definitely deserves some credit for the turnaround that he's had and made at Dortmund. You have to be real. And you can see Man United are the clear problem. Man United are the problem. And it's clear as day, man. If you, at this moment in time, if these owners at Manchester United, if Radcliffe doesn't, you know, turn things around, I think it's going to be extremely difficult for Man United to get the players that they want, to attract the best players. And the players that are already there, that have potential, the Mainos, the Højlunds, all of these type of players, yeah, you're probably going to need to jump ship. Even Rashford, I mean, Rashford is evidence that, you know, a potential, a player that's got world-class elite potential can just get wasted, away. You know, and even though we got 30 goals last season, we have to be real. Rashford's career hasn't been the career that many anticipated it would be 7-8 years ago. So Man United, clear problem. Anyway, we've got so much to talk about. Make sure we are hitting the like button. Do subscribe. Welcome to the channel if we are new. Big up the coffee gang. Let me know what you're drinking, blood. We've got an Americano right here. An Americano. Yeah, lovely Americano. Big up. Is it? I don't even know who the brand is, bro. I think it's Nescafe. It might be Nescafe. But let me know what you're drinking. Cappuccino, Americano. What you got there? An espresso. What you got? Let me know. Let me know. Coffee gang, brunch time. It is 11:37 here in the UK. Let me know where you're watching from as well. We got the people them in the building. We got A9. We got Tope. We got Just Ads. We got Rare One in the building. Ace 12. Peppermint Freedom. Just Ads, man like Russell is here. Come on. We've got Nymph in the building. Come on, Lushane Black as well. Big up with the real one. Sergio, Boss Babla. Yeah, I see ya. Big up Mad Miaz. Much appreciate you as always. All right, let's start with the little the little surprise that Robbie Lyle had for expressions. So again, we're still standing on these Dons' necks. And it's so good. You know, Tottenham, you know, you never can be in a conversation with Arsenal. You need to forget about it. You need to forget about it. Focus on your own project. Like I was saying the other day, these men they're so more focused on what Arsenal are having for dinner. They don't even know what their own dinner is. They don't know what recipes they have. They've got no seasoning. They've got no meat. They've got no nothing, blood. They've got no nothing. But they don't worry. They're not caring about their own starvation over there. They're focused on what Arsenal are eating for dinner. They're not looking at the guy over there that's pulling the strings and putting money in his fucking pocket while you man are just sitting there being a top four. Not even a top 4 team, blood. Top 5, top 6, perhaps. These frauds forever will be in our shadows. Let's look at this. And hey, you know what? I haven't even seen it. I saw the clip of it, and I just went through it with my thing on mute because I wanted to make sure I listened to this for the first time with you, man. Yeah, and the girls. Obviously, we got man and girl them on the thing. But this is hilarious. Man actually pulled out a singer, this Asian singer, and had her sing London is Red or whatever this song is. This is crazy. Let's just pull this up, man. And she's wearing red as well. Look at Robbie. He's dressed up like the king, blood. Man, come to work. You know what? If man weren't getting paid, I'm sure man would just walk out the place, blood. I'm sure he would. There's no way you're going to sit there and deal with this on a podcast. I would literally walk off the podcast, but you know, man's getting paid. Man's getting paid good money. And obviously, man has to go through the humiliations that comes with it as well. You know that way there. Let's listen. Oh, shit. What makes this worse is the singing, blood. Hey, this woman. Oh my God. Like, where did Don Robbie find this woman from? Like he just found her on Oxford Circus. Oh my God, fam. This is crazy. He found her on Piccadilly Circus and said, you know what, I've got a job for you. I need you to come to the studio. It's literally round the corner. And she turned up, had the red dress already. Yeah, this is crazy. That way there. You know, why did she touch him where she said must be hard? No diddy. Expressions is all looking at her like, right, what are you touching me for, guys? This is mad. What are you trying to do here? Trying to slightly seduce me at the same time or trying to humiliate me.
One day you'll make it.
These guys are funny.
Bravo. Thank you, Alice.
I'm glad they said London is red. Did she say North London or London? I don't know. I watched the full video though, but interesting. And that's a bit of entertainment just to kind of wake up everyone in the morning. It is a new month, new goals, you know, and hopefully we see the Premier League come home this season. Are we going to see the Premier League come home this season? Is Odegaard going to be the captain that lifts that beautiful trophy? It is a beautiful trophy. You have to be real. It is beautiful. We haven't seen it in a very, very long time, but this is the month. This is the month where boys and girls, we could actually see the Premier League title. Do let me know how you're feeling. Hit the like button. Big up Tabitha, big up Zeeks, big up DS Electronics, big up all the guys that are... She's definitely from Piccadilly Circus. Man just found her random. It's crazy. Robbie is man them for this. Listen, that was fun. That was bants. You know, and you can see an expression's face, bro. He wasn't enjoying that, bro. You know, people have to, you know what it is? Big up expressions. I love what he does anyway. But there's Tottenham fans in general. I think Tottenham fans, they need to, it's got to a point now where you need to You need to wake up. You really, really do need to wake up and say to yourself, do I want to focus on Arsenal? Do I really want to wake up in the morning, read tweets and post tweets and post Instagrams about Arsenal? Or do I really want to focus on my football club? Do I want my football club to do better? You know, this is what these Tottenham fans need to wake up and realize, but that is the mentality. You need to want your football club to do better and stop focusing on Arsenal, because things like this will then happen. And then you'll have to humiliate yourself and embarrass yourself. And it always happens. It always happens. It just goes back to what that fan was saying about Tottenham players when we won the league at White Hart Lane or Red Hart Lane the other day. Did we win the league the other day? Back in 2004. Their man was celebrating because they drew, not realizing that point won us the league. These guys are dumb. Hey, you know Tottenham, man. You know Tottenham. Anyway, let's switch over. Let's get real now. We're going to talk about Aaron Ramsdale to start off. To start this off with all the news that we're going to be talking about today, and we're going to start off with Aaron Ramsdale because where do we go? Where do we start? How does this end for Aaron Ramsdale? It's crazy. Now, Chelsea look like the front runners for this one. Hopefully, Big Belly Bowley wants to put the big bucks on the table. Yeah, maybe he drops £1 billion on Ramsdale. Who knows? He's a bit bizarre like that. So, Chelsea look like the front runners for this deal. Aaron Ramsdale has definitely made up his mind about what he's going to be doing at Arsenal. I was looking at the stats. You know, you'll have to look at the data, the stats. You have to look at the stats, don't you? All right, the stats between him and David Raya. The stats that we have for Ramsdale is basically what he done last season. We can't really base it off this season because he hasn't done anything. 6 games, 6 Premier League games is all Ramsdale's played this season. 6. Last season he played 38. The season before that he played 34. Can you imagine? 34, 38, and then 6. That's crazy, especially for a player that's only like what, 23? And that is crazy. Like, that can do so much to a person's overall mental health. And I think that has been the case with Aaron Ramsdale over the past 12 months. One of the reasons why maybe Mikel Arteta has never given him another run in that team. Or Mikel Arteta decided at the beginning of the season that he made up his mind and he's never going to have a real run in a team unless his new number one, David Raya, gets injured. However, time is up for Ramsdale at Arsenal Football Club. You know, he can't no more be lingering around. You know, this is a career-defining moment for him. He needs to go and move on to another club, establish himself, and that needs to be the case. And the only team that could come calling is Chelsea. If you're looking at other clubs, no one really needs a flipping goalkeeper at the moment. If he goes to Newcastle, who are the other team looking like they're interested, you know, he's going to be a number 2 at Newcastle. Does he want to be a number 2? There is a strong chance that he'll be a number 1 at Chelsea. Strong chance. They want to go for a young goalkeeper. They've got Sanchez from Brighton. Hasn't really worked out. They've got Kepa coming back. He's probably going to be gone for a decent fee. Big Belly Bowley needs to recoup money, of course. But that's the only destination for him, and he has to obviously come to terms with that. And maybe that is where he goes, or Bournemouth come into play and he goes to Bournemouth. However, I was looking at the data, and the data doesn't really differ. We were talking about this in the chat the other day, in a WhatsApp group. Big up all the guys in the WhatsApp group. I will reopen the WhatsApp group for people to join in the summer. So make sure, stay tuned if you want to get involved in our community that we've been building since last summer. Anyway, looking at the data, there was 2 things that stood out to me when I looked at the data. 2 things. Arsenal have conceded less goals with David Raya in goal. And David Raya has faced less shots than Aaron Ramsdale. So David Raya this season, his overall season so far, he's faced less shots than Aaron Ramsdale did last season. And this season, we have conceded about 13 goals less than last season. So just based on that data alone, you would look at that and say improvement. Yeah, Arsenal have improved. David Raya is the better goalie, clearly. But a dipshit would obviously say that. A dipshit would have that approach. A dipshit would say, oh yeah, just based on that, David Raya is a better goalkeeper. obviously we have to look at the context. Last season, Saliba injured. The moment Saliba went injured, what happened? We put Rob Holding in there. Finished. That's got nothing to do with Aaron Ramsdale, bro. So when we're looking at Raya going facing less shots than Ramsdale, that's context right there to give you a reason as to why Raya's faced less shots. Because our defense fell apart last season, and when that defense fell apart, it was difficult for Ramsdale to face less shots, wasn't it? He was going to be facing more shots because we haven't got a solid back line. No Saliba, we've got Rob Holding in there. Mikel Arteta decided to play Rob Holding over Kivior, so we can kind of say that was, you know, a bit down to Mikel Arteta to a degree. But then, you know, you see the obviously improvements in those stats this season with a different goalkeeper. Now, what I truly think's the difference this season in comparison to last season is not that the goalkeeper is any better than what Ramsdale is, and there might be some qualities that Raya is better than Ramsdale, and there's going to be qualities that Ramsdale is better than Raya. This is kind of like a you know, a Martinelli and Rashford kind of situation that we were speaking about the other day, whereby these guys are more or less on the same level. What's truly happened, though, just to kind of give you guys the real reality behind why we've done better, is because our defense have done better. Our defense have improved. Saliba's been here. Ben White has significantly improved. We've had Kivior, a better defensive left back than Senchenko was last season. There's just been improvements defensively, which has given David Raya less to deal with. So therefore, David Raya is going to have more golden gloves, more clean sheets. Therefore, David Raya is going to face less shots. Does that make David Raya the better goalkeeper, though? Not necessarily. It doesn't make the goalkeeper. It doesn't make him a better goalkeeper necessarily, does it? So this is the point. Like, I feel like this decision with Aaron Ramsdale and David Raya, it's not a massive margin. It doesn't really move the needle, and there was no real need to actually make that decision. I think Aaron Ramsdale was good enough to have the same data as what David Raya has produced this season. This season, if he was given the same run, I don't think it would have been any different, because Aaron Ramsdale, in fact, one thing you can point out based on the data between Aaron Ramsdale and David Raya is that Aaron Ramsdale, you see shot to save conversion, Aaron Ramsdale pulls off more saves. So shot to save conversion. So from them having a shot to Aaron Ramsdale pulling off a save, Aaron Ramsdale's averages are higher. His averages are higher percentage-wise. Not majorly, but they are higher than what David Raya's is. But again, that can also be because of the amount of shots that he's had to go up against. So again, it's just not really massive. It's not really major. And I feel like what's happened here with Aaron Ramsdale has been major. That has been major, that the situation taking place and what you've done to a player and what you've potentially done to the value of this player and everything else that comes with that has been major in comparison to what you've actually brought to the club in replacing that. So didn't make any sense to me anyway. And I thought I would just point that out there. But, you know, Aaron Ramsdale is on the verge of leaving Arsenal. Big up my guy, Gumsy Gums, a.k.a. Row in the building. Big up Troy, says I had a dream this morning that Arsenal won the Premier League title. I was walking on the street when it was announced on the radio. The thing is, the radio announcer didn't mention this year. Oh, hey, that could be something. That could be something. It could be next year. It could be the year after that. It could be 10 years. It could be another 30 years. We don't know. But based on the trajectory and based on how we've been performing, we don't expect that. We expect it to be within this season, the next 12 months, really. Like, it can't be any longer than that, man. And I think this summer window kind of gives Arteta the chance to really fully put this whole team together. No if, buts, excuses, justifications, no nothing. Just put it together, full team. The people that you're bringing off the bench, you fully trust. You know you can drop Saka and the person you're bringing on is going to give you 100. Like, we need all of that dealt with this summer. There's no more, but we don't have this. We do have. We've spent the most money over the past 5 years. We've got one of the most richest clubs, one of the most, come on, man. Come on. Let's not gas ourselves here, bloods. Yeah, we've got peas, bloods. You know them way there. Ramsdale does make me nervous when clearing the ball and being off his line. Brilliant ball stopper, but he can get better. Hope we get close back to what we paid for him. No, absolutely. Let's see if we can recoup the money that we did pay for Ramsdale. And I do agree with that. I think, you know, with Ramsdale in goal, there was a bit of anxiety. It was a bit anxious. He was anxious at times. That's what I think it was. He was anxious. And I think that's because he was young, and I think that's because he's growing. You have to bear in mind he's only just moved to Arsenal. If you actually look at his career as a whole, and you look at the amount of time he's been at Arsenal, bro, it's a really, really small percentage of time. And this is a big, big club in comparison to what he has been doing. He's demonstrated that he's got qualities. He's pulled off world-class saves. I'll tell you now, in comparing Raya and Ramsdale from last season, Raya's this season and Ramsdale's last season, I can only remember maybe 1 or 2 moments this season where Raya pulled off something where I said, oh my God. Last season, I remember nearly every single game, bruv, Ramsdale was saving us points, keeping us in games, putting off world-class saves, blood. World-class saves. People say it's for the cameras, all of that, bruv. All that. I don't like hearing that stuff, you know. Sometimes when you get very, very negative, I might say such a thing, but it's just buying into someone else's bullshit. How can man be putting it off for the cameras? Listen to this, bruv. Man had to pull off. He had to stretch. He had to do all of that. That ain't for cameras, bro. Man had to read the game the way he read the game at that time, and he pulled off the move. The move was pulled off. It was a bad boy fucking save, blood. And that's what it is. Ramsdale has pulled off worldlies. Ramsdale's actually saved us points. I can't say the same for David Raya. I can say this. I can say our defense have Saliba, Gabriel, Ben White. They have saved us points this season, but I can't necessarily say the same for David Raya. There has been 1 or 2 great saves. I can't remember what game it was where he pulled off that mad save. It might have been against Man City, in fact. Who was that against? Memory doesn't serve me well. Too many Cali packs in the flipping system, blood. I tell you. Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember, but he pulled off a world-class save. So. Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Aaron Ramsdale gonna be leaving anyway, regardless of how we or what we think. Sorry. So, yeah, it's crazy. Ramsdale with the Raya with the golden glove, though. Your thoughts? I mean, when you look at a golden glove, and this is taking nothing away from the goalkeeper, but the golden glove also comes with the defensive line. This is what you have to understand, ladies and gentlemen. Golden glove is based on clean sheets. Clean sheets come with a defensive line. You get no clean sheets if you don't have a defensive line. So if big up David Raya for having 14 clean sheets or whatever it is, but you've got 14 clean sheets because of William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes and Ben White this season, blood. That's why you got 14 clean sheets. In fact, we don't know with the chemistry that Ramsdale had with those 3 players already. How do we know that Ramsdale wouldn't have got more clean sheets this season? Because in my opinion, them 3 right there, Ben White, Saliba, and Gabriel Magalhaes, are the main reason why David Raya kept bare clean sheets. It wasn't him. It's not like he was putting off these world-class saves like, oh my God, Raya. But there were 1 or 2 games. Don't get it twisted. Obviously, the penalty shootout and things like that. I respect that. I appreciate that. But come on, let's be totally honest now. Let's not be. Come on, let's take our Arsenal hat off for a minute. Look at it from a neutral perspective and say, okay, this is what it is and this is what it isn't. You know, then way there. Raya, I think look, Raya we know what Raya brings. We know what Raya brings. I don't want to stay on this subject for too long. We're rattling on and waffling on here, yeah? We know what Raya brings. I think with what Raya brings for our defense, it gives us so much more stability at the back. Because as I said, Ramsdale is a bit anxious. He plays with anxiety, especially in high pressure games. But that's good in a way because it allows him to pull off those crazy saves sometimes. Yeah, his reactions and you know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about, right? But with Raya gives you more focus. You understand? Raya does give you a bit more composure. So if you're more composed when playing the ball out from the back, you're going to be able to deal with being pressed a bit better. You understand? You see those little things. You're going to have to deal with, and that's what Raya brings. But other than that, I don't think he really beats Ramsdale in overall quality. You know, distribution is a debate. I think Ramsdale's better reflexes, better saves. I think Raya might command the box a bit better, but yeah, maybe that. and maybe aerial. He might be beating Ramsdale aerial wise. But other than that, I just don't see it. So it's kind of like to obviously put an end to the debate and to all of the opinions about it. I would just say they're on the same level. That's it. End of story. You know, no way there. End of story. And now we move on. We move on because we've been sitting there for about 15 minutes waffling about these goalkeepers. Ramsdale is leaving, okay? The exit plan is in motion. And the only team right now that look like they are going to be making something happen is Chelsea. The good thing about this move is that we can get dough from it. We were talking about Ramsdale potentially not recouping money or, just about getting a break-even status in this deal. But with Chelsea being the team that we can negotiate with, I'm sure we can squeeze them for about 50, 60 million. Let's make it happen. Another player that's going to be leaving is Reiss Nelson. Brighton are extremely interested in Reiss Nelson. You know what? Brighton have got a bunch of young players that are qualified, right? It's mad. I've been playing Football Manager recently, past couple of days, yeah. And I was just scouting players. And I mean, let me go and look at Brighton's team. Bro, the attributes that these Brighton young dons have got, I'm like, bro, they've got bare quality players. I don't know what Brighton are doing over in their academy, and I don't know how Football Manager are rating the Brighton academy. But right now, the Brighton academy on Football Manager are crazy. If you are Football Manager dons in the game, in the chat, sorry, then I suggest you go and scat up Brighton's academy, bro. They've got bare dons coming through that academy, bare Irish dons, bare homegrown dons as well. Ramsdale was a better keeper. Big up Aiden. I agree. Ramsdale goes missing in games. We can't afford that, says Ace 12. And that's where the focus comes into play and the concentration levels. And I mean, Ramsdale already said that he lapses in concentration. He said it on a podcast to Ian Wright and to flipping Bugsy Malone. He killed himself. He killed himself by saying that. It was crazy. Hi Wax. This is what happened when we got rid of Martinez, who is who has won a World Cup and could now win a European trophy. Big up UK Arsenal. Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. I know it's crazy. It's crazy. Big up Emi Martinez, though, man. I know Darth Vader definitely hasn't got over that. Roland Sunday says, for Ramsdale, he should know that a keeper is as good as his defense. Exactly. You said it right there, Roland. You said it right there, my guy. In terms of reflexes, he's better in reflexes. Okay, he's better, but lacks concentration, confidence, and composure. While Reyes was in Brentford, his stats were better. Well, it's mad because Ramsdale did win goalkeeper of the season in the Premier League last season. So it's crazy. It's crazy. Deep that. I just don't understand why we made that decision to bring David Raya to the club. Aaron Ramsdale was goalkeeper of the season last season. Against Edison, against Alisson, he got goalkeeper of the season in a season where Arsenal more or less capitulated it and finished second. And then we went and signed David Raya. And then you look at the stats that I've just given you, it doesn't differ. There's no real difference there. The eye test might tell you a bit different, but there's no real difference. And with someone like Ramsdale, and this is the final point, all that anxious behavior, all of those type of things, that can be dealt with through man management. That can be dealt with through one-to-one coaching. Do you understand? You can get into someone's brain. Do you know how this thing works, bro? So if a player's moving all anxious and he's moving all like that, bro, the manager can deal with that. So again, this brings into question the man management of Mikel Arteta. Because there's so many things with individual players that you can pick out we can go back all the way to when he first come. We're not going to do it now, but you understand what I mean. Anyway, Reiss Nelson looks like he's going to be out the door as well, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what happens with Reiss. We have to obviously just clear up right now. Just clean up. Everyone needs to go. Everyone needs to go. That's not going to be a part of Arteta's plans. And every single person that we bring in needs to be an improvement, a significant improvement, bro. I'm not even lying. I'm fed up of looking at these young players. We've got another one here that we're looking at. Arsenal are reportedly interested in Besiktas teenager Simi Kiliskoy. I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. It's a Turkish wonder kid. He's scored 10 goals in 20 league games so far this season, and he's 19 years old. So this is someone, or 18 years old, in fact. So this is someone that Arsenal are looking at. Does anyone know who he is? I'm not overly familiar with him. But again, what's Arsenal's move? What's Arsenal's plan for this striker position? Because we keep getting told about, we're going to bring in like a young prospect, and now we're being linked with a bunch of young prospects. Does that mean Kai Havertz is going to be the main number 9? Is that what it means? He's going to be the main number 9? Because I don't really feel comfortable with that. I have to be totally honest. Big up Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz is a yes man. I can tell Kai Havertz is a yes man. So Kai Havertz won't mind sitting on the bench. Kai Havertz ain't gonna complain. But we need to bring someone else in that's not an understudy to Kai Havertz. We need a goal-scoring machine, bro. And right now, Arsenal are moving as if they're going to spend all their money on a central midfielder and probably a left back, right? And we're going to just bring in an understudy to Kai Havertz. This left back is who Arsenal are looking at, just to quickly move on to a left back, because this is a big problem for Arsenal as well. That left back position is not looking good. Yuri and Timber could be on the bench against Bournemouth over the weekend. I'm looking forward to seeing if that is the case. He's had 2 games with the under-21s. Scored a bad boy goal in one of those games. I'm not too sure if you guys would have seen that. But is Timber, we don't know what Timber's going to be like. And right now, it does look like Timber's probably going to be playing that left-back role. But I think we're looking at other options as well. Maybe Zinchenko is going to be moving on. Maybe Tomiyasu moves on. And, do you know what I mean? I don't know what's going to be happening. But we are light there. We don't look comfortable there. We don't look like we've got the experience there. And I think we need to bring some experience in. Someone that is got a bit of know-how. Someone that knows how to play in this system and make it happen. And this is a player that Arsenal are looking at. He plays for... is it Fenerbahce, I think? Let me just translate this. So it says here, it goes by the name of Kadioglu. Kadioglu, he plays for Fenerbahce. The Turkish journalist Devrim, he says, what is this saying, bro? My eyesight's mad, bro. Who is close? You know what it is? It's the way they've put their words, bro. It's the way they've put these words. The Turkish journalist Devrim, who is close to Fenerbahce, confirms that through his conversation with Kadioglu, I don't know the first name of this guy. This is the father of the player, that his son has agreed a move with Arsenal in the summer. So the father of the player has confirmed to the Turkish journalist that he has agreed a move to Arsenal in the summer. The Fenerbahce president, Ali KOC, sounds like it's going to be a no diddy word there, yeah? Confirms that the player will indeed leave. The media in Turkey say that he has an offer from Bayern Leverkusen as well. Ferdi Kadioglu is a Turkish national and international player. Versatile left back, right back, midfielder, but he participates as a left back most of the time. 24-year-old, he contributed 8 goals this season. Sorry about that. It's like I just couldn't actually read what it was being translated there. It's got it's like a little glitch. But yeah, this guy Kadioglu, guys in the chat, let me know what you're telling me. Is this a guy that Arsenal or you would like to bring to Arsenal, blood? Getting all blocked up over here. Like, are you familiar with this left back? Is this a player that you would like to bring to Arsenal? Big up Georgie. I see ya. Big up Oliver in the building. Big up Antonio. Man can't read. Oh no. Never heard of him. Yeah, no, I've heard of him. We've been linked with him for quite some time, in fact, but I'm not familiar with his game, and I can't really tell you how qualified he is. A9 says he doesn't look much of a football player. All deadwoods need to go, says Sunday. Arsenal should go for Zertsky, bring back Mika Birif, get Simiyu and Somerville from Leeds as a left back. Somerville was a left back. Yeah, I was struggling with that one there. Yeah, look, I don't know who this guy is. Can't really give you an opinion on it, but he's definitely someone that Arsenal were looking at. And if Mikel Arteta wants him, then we want him. No, did he? No, did he? Yeah, let's see what happens, man. It's going to be an interesting transfer window. Let's actually move on to some of the main topics of discussion. We're going to be talking about Frankie de Jong. We've still got Eddie Nketiah talk. Midfield talk, Bruno Guimarães, obviously, Frankie de Jong and Amadou Onana. Okay, yeah. We've still got stuff to actually run from. Getting blocked up, man. I don't know what's going on, but struggling here. Struggling. All right, let's move to Eddie. Let's move to Eddie. So Eddie Nketiah, he wants to, he's happy to leave Arsenal Football Club, but he doesn't want to leave London. Eddie Nketiah puts it out there that he doesn't want to leave London. So he's saying West Ham, Fulham, Crystal Palace, come get me. Can't be Tottenham. Brentford, perhaps, come get me. Only a couple of teams, man. Only a couple of teams available for Eddie. And this one's inevitable. We know he's going to be leaving. How much money is he going to be leaving for? We don't know. Everyone thinks it's going to be astronomical. Astronomical, you know. Even Eddie wants £45 million for Eddie. 45 million at a bare minimum. Yeah. That's not happening. That's not happening. So we're probably talking about £18 million. And like I said to you guys the other day, that will probably come in the form of a loan, whereby we'll loan him out and have an optional obligation to buy him at the end of it. But he doesn't want to leave London. So he's kind of putting it out there for all London teams right now that come and get me. Come get me. We can only assume as well that Edu and Richard Garlick are in the process of making these deals happen. It is the 2nd of May. Yeah? 2nd of May. We are at the end of the season. This is more or less the time where business starts taking place, where business commences. And you need to start making sure the first thing you do is getting these players out the door. You know, it's one thing Edu has struggled with over the past couple of years. And this is the reason why we want to make sure that they're out the door. And these are the first people we focus on. Eddie Nketiah, Reece Nelson. Who else is there? Whoever it is, Thomas Partey. Maybe he was in Saudi Arabia because he was trying to get a deal done for Thomas Partey with a Saudi Arabian team. Who knows? Who knows? But all I do know is these players need to get out the door fast and sharp. Do you know them way there? And we need to then move on to the players that we want to be bringing in. That should all, again, really be in the process as well. You know, we should know if we want to bring in Pedro Neto as an example, he should be the guy that we're in conversations with right now. No long thing. No long thing. Make sure we are hitting the like button. Just touching 200 people in the stream. Hit that like button and subscribe. Not all of you can be subscribed right now. I know some of you guys, a lot of you guys must be new. So subscribe. Subscribe. Share this video. Okay, a few more things that we're going to be talking about. Frankie de Jong, midfield, Bruno Guimarães. Yeah, we haven't got there yet, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. We haven't got there yet. Lost him, and I got too many tabs open. That's my problem. Too many tabs. Too many. Okay, let's just move on to Frankie de Jong and the main topics of discussion, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you're hitting that like button for me. Bruno Guimarães. How are we feeling about Bruno Guimarães? We got tweets by Sammy Mockbell suggesting that Bruno Guimarães to Arsenal is definitely one to watch. He's really, really egging this one on, isn't he? He's really, really egging this one on. He's encouraging it. Maybe he's doing it for clicks. Maybe he's doing it for retweets. Maybe he's doing it for more traction. All right, let's start with Frankie de Jong, ladies and gentlemen. So Frankie de Jong being linked with a move to Arsenal. It's been about the 3rd or 4th time we've spoken about Frankie de Jong over the past 3-4 years of me doing this channel. Very, very good player. We do know this is a guy that you could have a long-term partner for Declan Rice. And that's what we need. That's the centre midfielder I expect Arsenal to sign. This can't be a centre midfielder that, oh, he's got a bit of potential. Oh, he's got potential, so we're just gonna. No, this ain't a Lokonga. We don't want to do with a Lokonga. We want to do another Rice. I mean, it needs to be a perfect profile to go directly alongside Rice. Now, with Frankie de Jong, the perfect profile. It only could be the perfect profile if you decide to play Rice as a number 6. But then I don't think Arteta wants to play Rice as a number 6. I think he wants to play him as a number 8. So if you want to play Rice as a number 8, would you bring Frankie de Jong as a number 6? Even though he can play number 6, would you want Frankie de Jong to be the number 6? I mean, it could work. Just thinking of how we play Jorginho, I think, of course it could work. Of course it could work. What am I talking about? I don't know. I think I need to blow my nose back. Fucking hell, what's going on here? Frankie de Jong, with all due respect, is an upgrade of all we need in midfield. Skillful box-to-box player, absolutely. But that's what I'm saying. If we bring in Frankie de Jong, does that mean he's playing as a 6? Or Declan Rice is going to be the 6? Big up Sean, he says, great player, but questionable injury records. He's injured again. Bruno Guimarães isn't a bad idea, especially with Rice, Odegaard, Partey, if he stays. Yeah. I mean, is it 2 midfielders that Arsenal are trying to get? Or is it just the 1? Are we replacing Thomas Partey? Or are we keeping Thomas Partey? You know, what decision will Arsenal make if we decide to keep Thomas Partey? Will they still go and get themselves a superstar? Will they still sign a Frankie de Jong? Will they still sign a Bruno Guimarães? Or will they try and then use the excuse of, all right, we've kept Jorginho and Thomas Partey, so therefore we're just going to go and find ourselves another Lokonga? Is that what's going to happen? Or is Lokonga going to be the answer? Maybe Lokonga's the guy that Mikel Arteta is going to be relying on. He's going to be the new number 8. He's going to be rotating with Declan Rice in that number 8 role. Who knows? There's no talks about Lokonga leaving the football club. Lokonga has vanished. Lokonga went to Luton, had a good season. Let's be real now. We saw some great highlights of Lokonga from last season. If Darth Vader's in the chat, he can probably give us a bit more information about how Lokonga's overall progress went at Luton, because I didn't really follow him that much, but obviously I see a number of highlights. But is Lokonga going to be the answer? Because there's nothing out there to suggest otherwise. And he could be a player that Mikel Arteta decided to run with. I'm just thinking, it's crazy. Lokonga, you know. Lokonga. Guys, comment down below. Let me know your thoughts, man. Lokonga to stay at Arsenal Football Club, or will Lokonga be replaced? Will Thomas Partey be replaced? What's happening? What's our thoughts on this right now? What's our thoughts on this right now? De Jong won't do well at 6. He's better as an 8. I agree, man. This is what I'm saying. This is what I was trying to get my head around. You know, if we're trying to sign Frankie de Jong, it doesn't make any sense. See, this is how you understand if these rumors and these links are true, because we know what the Arsenal project is, and as far as we are aware, Mikel Arteta is transforming Declan Rice into a number 8. Based on the profile of a Frankie de Jong, he's a number 8. So, even though he can play as a number 6, he's not a number 6. You play him as a number 8. That makes sense. But Mikel Arteta is trying to make Declan Rice a number 8 and turn him into a Steven Gerrard. Then would it make sense for him to sign Frankie de Jong? No, it wouldn't make sense. So on that basis, we can kind of tick this one off the list and say, you know what, Frankie de Jong's not coming to Arsenal. He's not coming. We're gassing ourselves. Yeah. Media, you're trying to do it for likes and retweets and all of that. And yeah, you frauds. Of course they are. Of course they are. But we're here on a day-to-day basis, live daily talking football. We're going to talk everything there is to talk about. Yeah, I don't think this is going to happen, actually. And there is more of a stronger chance that Bruno Guimarães becomes the main target, because he plays the 6. He's been playing the 6 for Newcastle. In fact, what I like about Bruno Guimarães is, like, he's a very expressive number 6. He ain't afraid to leave his position and get forward. But he still has it in him to recover and provide that defensive support as well. So I do like Bruno Guimarães, you know. Ooh. Who are we going to get? Who are we going for this summer, ladies and gentlemen? It's going to be so interesting to see. Big up all the guys that are joining. Just over 200 now locked in. Make sure we're hitting the like button and subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 20,000 subscribers. You don't want to miss out on the journey. So subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, share this video. I'm going to check out the other content that we've got on the channel as well. Got banging content as usual, the vlogs once a week. I love the vlogs. I'm interested to actually release more and more and more of those, man. I'm so excited to do that. You know, Arteta said time ago he wants 2 players in every position. Yeah, but like I don't know how he's going to manage that. Let's be real now. Rice was never a 6. Who is talking all of this trash? What do you mean Rice was never a 6? Bro, Rice was a 6 at West Ham, bro. But the difference is he had another player that was more or less a 6 next to him that did give him a bit more freedom to run with the ball and express himself a little bit, but not in all games because it was dependent on the style of play that their man were running with. And a lot of the time, David Moyes, who will be leaving West Ham at the end of the season, for those that don't know, was playing like a defensive style and a defensive approach. They would use these 6s as more or less just, you know, a double pivot, but really deep and defensive. And, you know, Rice sometimes had a bit of a license to kind of get forward. But he was a 6. He definitely was a 6. Frankie is the Shaka profile we missed this season. Big up Apollo. Yeah, man. But based on what we're just kind of spoken about before we stop there, is I don't think this is a player that Arteta is going to be looking at, especially or not looking at. We are looking at him, but we wouldn't be targeting him. I don't think he's going to be the guy that we like. Yeah, press the button on him. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. All right, Antonio, argue with yourself, my friend. I see Rice players a 6 so many times, man. What are you talking about? This guy's a nutter. Anyway, Frankie de Jong to Arsenal. Is that going to be the major marquee signing this summer, ladies and gentlemen, or will it be Bruno Guimarães? Now, Bruno Guimarães is expected to leave Newcastle United this summer, with Arsenal very keen to sign him. The Brazilian has been wanted by Arsenal since he was at Lyon, as we do know. Arsenal will not be pressured into paying his 100 million release clause. Any move for him would be for less and structure to favour both Newcastle and Arsenal, probably closer to about 70 to 80 million. Now, I know this guy seems like he's voicing his own opinion here. Big him up. But, right now, what we do know about this Bruno Guimarães situation is that, for those at the back that don't know, is Bruno Guimarães wants to leave Newcastle United. He wants to leave. He wants to go to the next. Whether he decides to leave, a part of him actually wants to leave because he wants to be playing in Champions League football. And this blip in Newcastle's project could be the deciding factor. It depends on how Newcastle deal with this project hereafter. So it's like what players they're going to be bringing in. Like, what is this project going to do next? Because one thing we do know, and obviously all Newcastle players know, is that you, man, have got a financial situation that you're dealing with. And that financial situation could be even more detrimental to the overall project, whereby I might have to wait 1 more season or even 2 more seasons as a player before I can start re-challenging for a Champions League spot or being in the Champions League. Am I prepared to wait another year, 2 years? I don't think so. And that's how a player would look at things. Or they might be prepared to wait. It all depends. I can't really speak for Bruno at this moment in time. One thing I can say is that Bruno probably would be open to moving to a platform like Arsenal or to a bigger club that come in, PSG. All these teams are interested at the moment. However, even though Newcastle would be reluctant to sell someone like Bruno Guimarães, because of their FFP situation at this moment in time, they're going to have to sell one of their top assets. One of their top assets. Now, for a team like Newcastle, it's probably easier to replace a Bruno Guimarães in the middle of the park. You say easier because there's so many central midfielders out there that can come in, and it might have to be 2 central midfielders. You never know. But you're more likely to find central midfielders out there that can offer you what Bruno Guimarães offers you more than what an Isak can offer you. Because Isak, what he's been doing for Newcastle at this moment in time, I think it's you're struggling to find that type of player anywhere else on the planet. Maybe one or two other players, but then we've got a financial situation. How do I spend astronomical money on a striker that does exactly what Isak does? But it doesn't make any sense. They're not going to be able to do that. For them, it won't make any sense. I'll rather keep the striker and fill the hole in the middle. It's so much more easier that way. So on that basis, what they're saying is they want to sell Bruno Guimarães if they have to. If they have to sell any of their players, it will be Bruno Guimarães. Now we're talking about contract details. In Bruno Guimarães' contract details, £80 million. There's a clause in his contract, £80 million will have to be accepted if a Champions League team make a bid for the player in between, I think it's now, or even I think it's the 1st of June to the 1st of July. It's such a mad clause to have in a contract. Such a mad clause. I don't know who would have said that, suggested it, implemented it into it. You know, who would have basically suggested it, Newcastle or the player. But basically, an 80 million, he's got 2 release clauses, more or less. He's got 2 release clauses, one for 80 million, one for 100 million. The 80 million one comes into effect from the 1st of June to the 1st of July. If a team in a Champions League come to Newcastle and put £80 million down on the table for Bruno Guimarães, Newcastle will have to accept it. That is what the term is, basically. If no one puts money down on the table in that space of time, then the release clause that then kicks in is the 100 million release clause, and that will come in from the 1st of July. So if Arsenal want to get Bruno Guimarães done for cheaper than the 100 million, then they're going to have to put the bid down on the table before the 1st of July. That's basically how I understand it to be. And according to the reports, according to what's being said out there, a lot of people are compelled to believe that Arsenal will push for Bruno Guimarães. This will be the guy. This will be the answer for Mikel Arteta, for Edu, for Arsenal. This will be the signing. This will be Declan Rice's partner. Declan Rice will be the 8. Bruno Guimarães will be the 6. That's how they see it. That's what they visualize. So let's see what happens. They are the main topics or the main agendas, according to the media. They're the 2 main priorities for that midfield position, Frankie de Jong or Bruno Guimarães. Now, based on our understanding of what Mikel Arteta and Edu are looking for, I'm going to lean towards Bruno Guimarães being that main player, or being their favourite player out of the both for what they need. But we need a midfielder that can unlock Martinelli, blood. We need to. These are areas that we do need to look at. That whole left side needs to be looked at in more detail. That whole left side needs to be looked at because Martinelli's drowning. Teams are targeting us on the left-hand side, and it's not looking good. Last thing that I want to quickly touch on before I go, I've got literally about 1 minute, 60 seconds to get this out because I'm actually late for a meeting, yeah? So it says here, despite the links to Bruno Guimarães, Frankie de Jong, and Joshua Kimmich, another one that we are heavily being linked with as well, and I would love to see Joshua Kimmich come in. One of our sources, once again, confirms to us that the Gunners are seriously considering Everton midfielder Amadou Onana this summer. They view Onana as still somewhat of a raw talent that can still be developed even further. Of course, he's 21 years old. Also fits Arteta's recruitment style of signing big and strong players. The valuation of the player is 50 to 60 million. It allows our Arsenal to go all out for a world-class wide player with a lot of pace, i.e. Rafael Leao. But that's all garbage. Absolute garbage. Anyway, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you ever so much for checking us out today. If you are newly watching, make sure you do subscribe. We are live every single, I say every single day. I take weekends off, but I do go live on a Saturday or a Sunday, depending on when Arsenal play. And then we've got the vlogs. But Monday to Friday, 11:30, every single Monday to Friday, 11:30 here, UK time. Make sure you're checking us out. Saturday and Sunday will differ and will vary times. I might go live in the morning, could go live in the evening, could go live in the afternoon, might not go live. You just got to turn your notification bell on to make sure you know when that is. Big up Oliver, big up Antonio, big up Rare One, big up Abdul, big up Budget, big up all the guys I can see at the bottom of the chats, big up Roland, big up Apollo, big up A9, Ace 12. I see you guys. We appreciate you guys each and every time. Just hit that like button. We will be back again. It is Thursday, so we'll be back again in the morning, 11:30. And guys, I look forward to seeing you lot then. Peace out.